You feel that? That's not lust, baby. That's alignment and a little bit of lavender oil. Oh, she don't chase, she conjures, speaks in stars, walks in thunder. Got moonlight in her bones, burning sage while she moans. She got oils on her dress, truth in her tongue. A yes is a blessing and no makes you run. She don't sugarcoat spells, don't whisper soft lies. She'll read you the filth and kiss between sighs. I counsel on the line while you beg for a sign. She's already 3 dreams deep, sipping tea made of time. She got that high priestess trip, that soapwash kiss, that full moon flick of the wrist. She don't fake, don't flinch, she divine. That blended healing itch you can't quit. She got that high priestess drip, yeah. That root work twist, that truth here right in your chest. She don't bend, don't beg, she just lays the thing, pulls it slow.
Who you think you are? There's a funny thing that happens when people get used to you being a certain way. As long as you stay where they mentally place you, everything is cool. Everybody loves you, supports you, and is proud of you. Then you move. That's it. You don't have to say anything. Just make one move they weren't expecting, and suddenly people who never had a question about your life got a whole damn questionnaire. Naya had started noticing it. At first, she thought that she was imagining things. A comment here, strange look there, a joke that had just enough truth tucked inside of it just to make her wonder where the hell it came from. You fancy now, Naya laughed. Must be nice. She laughed at that too. Okay, Miss Big Time. Another laugh. But after a while, Naya started wondering why everything good happening in her life needed a punchline. Nobody joked when she was struggling or called her Miss Big Time when she was figuring out shit at 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody seemed particularly fascinated when she was worried about money, questioning herself or trying to figure out what came next. But let something start working. Now, everybody had binoculars, and black people know exactly what kind of conversation I'm talking about. That little giggle, before somebody asks how much something costs. The pause after you tell them your good news that, oh, okay, that somehow had 17 different meanings depending upon the face attached to it. Lord help you if you start doing better than somebody remembers you doing. Now you changed. Changed how? Nobody can quite explain that part. You just changed. Maybe you don't have an answer every call anymore, or you're busy. Maybe you finally stopped telling everybody your business, or you upgraded something. Maybe you started traveling, or you lost weight, gained confidence, got promoted, started a business, bought something nice, fell in love, got your credit together, moved somewhere better, or simply woke up one morning and decided you were done explaining yourself. Whatever it was, somebody noticed. Naya was about to learn that sometimes the people watching your growth aren't watching because they're inspired. They're taking stock. She didn't know that yet. All Naya knew was that lately, conversations around her had started feeling different. Friday afternoon, her phone buzzed. A text, Rochelle, call me when you get a minute. Naya looked at it and kept working. A second text came through. Rochelle, actually, call me when you're alone. Naya's eyebrows went up. Now Ro had her attention. She grabbed her phone, stepped away from her desk, and called. Rochelle answered immediately. Naya, before I tell you this, I'm going to ask you something. What? Who did you tell? Naya frowned. Who did I tell what? There was silence on the other end, then Rochelle said something that made Naya straight up. That's exactly what I was afraid you were going to say. And just like that, Chapter 6, Episode 6 has now officially begun. Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome to Morning Story Time. Welcome to Side Eye Episode number 6. Who you think you are? Who you think you are? I'll be right back after this.
Welcome to Holistic Royalty by Kells, where peace, holistic wellness is designed with you in mind.
You are just in time. It's time for meditation and yoga class. Follow me. My name is Queen Kells, and I am a certified yoga instructor specializing in Hatha Yoga, a practice of self-transformation using postures and breathing to focus the mind and body. It is a slower, more meditative practice where poses are held for longer periods. Before we start, allow me to guide you into today's meditation. Tune into Holistic Royalty by Kells on Mondays and Fridays for meditation and yoga, 11 a.m. EST.
From bed yoga to the chair, introducing chair yoga, an alternative to traditional floor yoga. Listen as I guide you through the steps for a well-balanced part of your day. This and more are available here at Holistic Royalty by Kells. Remember to hit that notification bell, like, share, and subscribe.
Tell me what you're hiding behind the pain you never say. Maybe it ain't about a life. Maybe it's the place.
Success changes a room.
I'm just keeping it real. How many times have we said that?
I know you've all been talking about me. Who started it?
Naya, it wasn't me. Then who? Jade? Monique? It wasn't me.
Jade, was it you?
Fine. I heard you were leaving and told them.
I was thinking about leaving. I heard Naya's thinking about leaving. That's what happens when people start thinking they're bigger than where they came from. She's about to make some big moves. Wait, what?
According to everybody else, Naya is acting different.
I'm not acting different, I'm just feeling myself. Being secretive, forgetting people, getting too big. I haven't forgotten, I'm just evolving. The wildest part? some of those opinions were coming from people who smiled in her face, encouraged her, sat at her table, and claimed they were only looking out for her.
Rochelle, the biggest surprise came from you. What are you talking about, Naya? You were helping me investigate, but you were part of it. I was just listening. I didn't mean any harm. You were gossiping. Erica, did you hear what Naya just said?
Oh, I heard. She has no idea. I'm calling her right now. Hello?
Nia, we heard what you said.
Oh, this ain't over. Not even close.
Who you think you are?
Maybe all this time the mirror held the answer we were trying to find. The shade was never.
Somebody's been talking. I called Rochelle back from the little conference room right on down the hall. Because once somebody tells you to call them when you're alone, suddenly whatever you were doing ain't that damn important anymore. Okay, I said, closing the door. What happened? Ro didn't answer right away, and Rochelle always answers right away. That was problem number one. Remember when we were sitting at your kitchen table the other night? Yeah. And you were telling me about that opportunity you got? I stopped. See, now we had a problem because that conversation happened in my house at my table over Chinese food. And as far as I knew, the only people in that room were me, Rochelle, 2 containers of shrimp fried rice, and some chicken wings that had absolutely no business being as good as they were. Yeah. Well, somebody asked me about it today. My face changed. Asked you what? Basically, wanted to know if you were really getting ready to do it. I sat there staring at the wall. Who? That's not even the part that's bothering me. Ro, who? Erica. Oh, man. I leaned back in the chair. Now, Erica knowing something wasn't automatically suspicious. Our circles overlap. People talk. Somebody could have mentioned something without realizing I hadn't made it public yet. Except I hadn't told anybody. I hadn't posted it, hadn't announced it, haven't even told Keisha yet. I was waiting until everything was finalized before I've learned the hard way that sometimes you need to let something become real before you invite 27 opinions into it. So how the hell did Erica know? What exactly did she say? Rochelle got quiet again. Ro, she asked if you were really considering leaving. My stomach dropped. Not taking an opportunity, not making a change, leaving. That word mattered because that's exactly how I said it to Rochelle. I hadn't said I was changing jobs. I hadn't said I had an offer. I hadn't said I was considering something new. I said sometimes I think about just leaving. Those exact words. Sitting at my kitchen table, Rochelle must have heard the silence on my end. Naya, I'm here. You okay? Yeah. I wasn't upset yet. I was calculating because when information gets back to you almost exactly the way that you said it, you don't immediately start accusing people. You retrace the room. Who was there? Who called? Who stopped by? Was the window open? Did somebody overhear something? And then something hit me. Wait, what? You went outside that night? Yeah. To take that phone call? Yeah. Who called you? Rochelle paused. Keisha. I didn't say anything. Ro immediately caught where my mind went. Don't do that. I'm not doing anything. Yes, you are. I can hear your brain from here. I didn't say Keisha told anybody, but you thought it. Maybe I did. And I didn't like that I did that. Keisha had never given me a reason to question her. If anything, she was usually the one telling everybody else to mind their business. Still, something wasn't adding up. Did you tell her what we were talking about? No. You sure? Naya. I'm asking. And I'm answering. No. There was a little edge in her voice. I backed off. Okay. Then Rochelle said, but there's something else. Of course there was. What? When Erica asked me about you leaving, I asked her where she heard it. And she wouldn't tell me. That irritated me more than the fact that she knew. Because if somebody tells you something innocent, you usually just say where you heard it. Oh, Keisha mentioned it. Oh, your cousin said something. Oh, somebody at the cookout told me. Easy. But when people suddenly start protecting sources like we're discussing Watergate, now I'm interested. What did she say? She said, girl, you know how people talk. I actually laughed. Not because anything was funny, because that sentence is always some bullshit. You know how people talk? No, people don't just magically talk. Somebody opens their mouth first. Did you press her? A little. A little? Naya, I wasn't about to interrogate that woman. Why not? You interrogate me every chance you get. That's different. How? I like you. I laughed despite myself. Then Rochelle's voice changed. Listen, there's a reason I called you. I thought this was the reason. No. And there it was again. That feeling like every answer was opening another door. What happened, Ro? I saw Erica again later. Okay. She was with somebody. Who? Another pause. Longer this time. Rochelle. I don't know if I should tell you this over the phone. Now I was irritated. You called me, told me somebody knows something they shouldn't know, dropped Erica's name, and now you're going to develop morals? I'm serious. So am I. Rochelle exhaled. Then she said the name. And for the first time during that entire conversation, I stopped trying to figure out how my business got out, because now I wanted to know something else. Why the hell was that person talking about me? And more importantly, how did they know enough about my life to have anything to say in the first place? Damn. Shady. Just shady. Just shady. Now, why am I in your conversation? The name Rochelle said made absolutely no sense. Monique. I sat there waiting for the rest. It never came. Monique who? Girl, stop. No, because surely you don't mean that Monique. That Monique. I leaned back in the chair. Now I was confused. Monique wasn't family. She wasn't one of my close friends. She wasn't somebody I called. She wasn't somebody who came to my house. Hell, I didn't even have her phone number. I knew Monique the way black people know a whole bunch of people. You see each other at events, you speak, you compliment each other's outfit, maybe standing next to each other for a picture. If somebody asks whether you know her, you say, yeah, I know Monique. That's it. So why was Monique discussing whether I was leaving anything? How does Monique know? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Tell me. I walked into the restaurant and Erica was sitting with her. So I heard my name before they saw me. Oh, see, now that's different. That's hearing that somebody was talking about you, and then there's walking into a room and hearing your own name while the people talking don't know you standing there. Those are two entirely different experiences. What did you hear? Not much. Ro, I didn't. What did you hear? Rochelle sighed. Monique said, that's what happens when people start thinking that they're bigger than where they came from. My face went blank. About me? I don't know. Was my name in the conversation? Yes. Then what the hell you mean you don't know? because I didn't hear the sentence before it. I stood up. I wasn't even sure why. Sometimes your body gets offended before your mouth catches up. Bigger than where I came from. I knew you were going to get mad. I'm not mad. You standing up, ain't you? I looked down. Damn. How did you know? Because I know you. I sat back down. Okay, keep going. They saw me and everything stopped. Both of them? Immediately. That told me plenty. Then Erica says, "Hey, Ro," like she hadn't seen me in 20 years. I could hear Rochelle imitating her, and under different circumstances, I would have laughed. I wasn't laughing. What did Monique do? Smiled. That's it? Girl, you know that smile. Unfortunately, I did. That tight little smile where the mouth says hello, but the eyes are filing paperwork. I rubbed my forehead. What the hell did I ever do to Monique? Maybe nothing. People don't usually announce that somebody thinks that they're better than everybody for nothing. You'd be surprised. No, there's something behind that, probably. I started pacing again, and then another thought came. Wait, when was the last time I even saw her? The networking event. I stopped. The networking event. Of course. I remembered exactly where Monique had been. 2 tables over, I remember her coming up to me afterward, big smile, big hug. Naya, look at you. I remember laughing. We talked maybe 5 minutes. She asked how things were going. I said good. She asked what I've been working on. I gave her the clean version, busy, new opportunities, figuring out my next move. Normal stuff, normal conversation. Then she said something that I hadn't thought twice about at the time. You always got something going on. I'd smile, trying. Then came the second sentence. Some of us are still regular. At the time, I laughed. Now, that sentence sounded completely different. Ro, what? She said something to me at the networking event. What? I told her Rochelle was quiet. Then, Don't me. Naya. What? That woman been telling you. Telling me what? That something about you bothers her. I rolled my eyes. That's ridiculous. Why? Because we don't even know each other like that. Exactly. That stopped me. Rochelle continued. You keep thinking somebody has to know you personally to compare themselves to you? I didn't answer. They don't. I hated when Ro made sense while I was irritated. They only need access. Access to what? To enough. Enough pictures, conversations, Facebook posts, mutual friends seeing you at events, hearing your name, and enough little pieces to build whatever version of your life they need. I sat back down. That bothered me because she was right. People don't need the whole story anymore. They need fragments. And then they fill in. But that still doesn't explain how she knew about me leaving. No. So somebody told her, probably. And Erica knows, apparently. I stared at my phone. I should call Erica. No. Why? Because you're irritated. I'm calm. You said what the hell 4 times. That means nothing. That means you're from New York and you're 2 minutes away from making somebody catch this fade. I laughed. I'm not calling her to argue. What are you going to say? I thought about it and then smiled. I'm going to ask her a question. Oh, Lord. What? You asking questions when you're irritated is worse than yelling. I'm just going to ask her where she heard it. And when she says, you know how people talk, I'm going to ask again. Roll laugh. Naya. What? Leave it alone for tonight. I didn't want to, but something told me she was right. Fine. Promise? I said fine. That ain't a promise. Goodbye, Rochelle. I hung up. And for the rest of the afternoon, I tried to work. Couldn't. Every few minutes, another piece of the conversation replayed in my head, bigger than where she came from, huh? Some of us still regular, huh? You know how people talk. By the time I got home, I had almost convinced myself to let it go. Almost. I changed clothes, made something to eat, and was halfway through scrolling Facebook when a notification popped up. Monique tagged you in a post. I stared at that. I stared at the screen. Now, why in the hell would Monique be tagging me in anything? I clicked it. It was an old group picture from the networking event. About 12 of us standing together, smiling. Her caption read, always good seeing people from back in the day. Never forget the people who knew you before everybody else did. With a heart. I read it twice. Then again, maybe it was innocent. Maybe then I looked at the comments. People were laughing, heart emoji, compliments. Nothing unusual until I saw Erica's comment. 3 words. Say that again. I stared at it. Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Before I could decide whether I was reading too much into it, my phone buzzed. Another private message from Monique. I opened it. Monique. Hey, girl. Hope you didn't take my post the wrong way. You know I love you. I didn't move, didn't type, didn't blink for a second. Because here's the thing. I hadn't commented on the post. I hadn't liked it. I hadn't called anybody. I hadn't said a damn word. So how did Monique already know? There was a wrong way to there was a wrong way to take it. There was a wrong way to take it.
Jade is cray cray. Blended, we'll be right back after this.
Hey, yeah. Late night rain on the window pane. Purple shadows dancing in my brain. Candles burn while the world sleeps deep. And the quiet truths don't stay asleep. Soft lips talking through velvet smoke. Every word.
Oh, so that's what we're doing? I didn't answer Monique. There are times when silence is maturity. And then there are times when silence is you putting your phone down before your fingers get you involved in some shit your spirit ain't got time for. This was the second one. I took a screenshot, sent it to Rochelle. 3 dots appeared immediately, then disappeared. Came back, disappeared again. Finally, Ro. LAMOOOOOOOOO. I called her. What's so funny? You. What did I do? Nothing. That's why it's funny. You ain't say nothing, and she already sent you a pre-apology. Exactly. Naya, that woman fighting with herself. Apparently, I'm there too. No, you're not. Your name is there. You at home eating. I look down at my plate. Technically, what you eating? What does that matter? Because if it's good, I'm coming over. Focus. I am focused. I'm focused on you not answering that message. I wasn't planning to. Good. I stared at Monique's message again. Hope you didn't take my post the wrong way. There was something about that sentence that bothered me. Not enough to respond, enough to remember. Saturday morning, I got up, handled my errands, grabbed coffee, and went about my business. By early afternoon, I almost forgotten about the whole thing. Then Aunt Cheryl called. And Aunt Cheryl does not call just to say hello when there's information floating around. Naya. Hey, Aunt Cheryl. You busy? No. Come by here when you get a chance. What happened? Nothing happened. That meant something happened. What happened? Girl, just come over. Aunt Cheryl, Naya. That was that was the auntie voice. Conversation over. About an hour later, I pulled up in her driveway and there was already cars outside. I recognized Uncle Leon's, Aunt Bernice's, and Erica's. I sat in my car. Oh, hell. This was starting to feel organized. I walked inside. Aunt Cheryl was in the kitchen, cutting something on a cutting board. Uncle Leon was sitting at the table. Aunt Bernice had coffee, and Erica was leaning against the counter, like she had absolutely no idea why the atmosphere felt like somebody was about to read a will. Hey, Naya. Hey. Normal. Too normal. And Cheryl looked at me. You want something to eat? No. Uncle Leon looked up. You sick? No. You came in Cheryl's house and turned down food? Leon, leave her alone. I'm just saying we need to watch her. I smiled barely. Then Aunt Bernice looked at me. You all right? I'm fine. Erica looked down at her phone. I looked at her. She kept scrolling. Interesting. I took a seat. Nobody said anything. I waited. Still nothing. Finally, I looked at Aunt Cheryl. You called me. I did. 4. She put the knife down. Well, here we go. I heard there might be some misunderstanding going around. I looked directly at Erica. She looked up. What? I didn't answer. Aunt Cheryl continued. Apparently, some things have been said, and I don't want everybody falling out over foolishness. Who's falling out? Nobody. Then why am I here? Uncle Leon leaned back. Good question. Leon. What? That was a good question. Aunt Cheryl ignored him. Naya. Did you say you were leaving? There it was. Again. That word. I looked around the kitchen. Why does everybody know that? Silence. Nobody looked at anybody. And that right there told me everything. Not who, but something. Because when nobody says or knows anything, people look confused. When everybody knows something, people suddenly get fascinated by countertops. I looked at Erica. Where did you hear it? She shrugged. I don't remember. You asked Rochelle about it yesterday. I probably heard it. Somewhere. Where? I don't know, Naya. You don't remember who told you something about me that nobody was supposed to know? Her face changed just a little. Why you coming at me? I asked you a question. Well, my tone asked where you heard it. Uncle Leon coughed into his fist. I knew damn well that that man wasn't coughing. Aunt Cheryl shot him a look. I kept my eyes on Erica. She folded her arms. See? This is what I'm talking about. I frowned. What are you talking about? This. She waved her hand toward me. This right here. I waited. You've been different lately. There it was. The greatest hit. You've changed. I leaned back. How? I don't know. No. You brought it up. How? You just have. Give me an example. Erica sighed. Naya, I'm not doing this. You already doing it. Aunt Bernice took a slow sip of coffee. Nobody saved Erica. You used to be more open. With what? Everything. What does that mean? You used to tell us stuff. I stared at her. Then it clicked. Oh, there it was. This wasn't about my attitude. This wasn't about me acting funny. This wasn't about me thinking I was better than anybody. Erica was bothered because she didn't know what was happening in my life before everybody else did. I almost laughed. So I'm different because I don't tell everybody my business anymore. That's not what I said. That's exactly what you said. No, I said, no, you said I used to tell y'all everything. Well, you did. And now everything is a secret. I blinked. A secret? Yes. My private life is a secret? You know what I mean. No, Erica, I don't. The kitchen got quiet again. I could feel Aunt Cheryl wanting to jump in. She didn't. I continued. When did knowing everything about me become a requirement for being my friend slash cousin? Erica rolled her eyes. There you go. There I go where? Talking like that. Like what? Like you above the conversation. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Girl, I'm sitting in the conversation. Uncle Leon lost it. He turned his head, but his shoulders were shaking. Leon, I'm sorry. He wasn't. Erica's face tightened. This is exactly why people say what they say. Everything stopped. I looked at her. Aunt Cheryl looked at her. Aunt Bernice slowly lowered her coffee. Even Uncle Leon stopped laughing. I spoke first. What people? Erica realized what she'd done. Too late. You know what I mean. No. My voice got quieter. Tell me. Naya. No, 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 no. You said people. I leaned forward. What people? She looked toward Aunt Cheryl. Don't look at Aunt Cheryl now. Aunt Cheryl wasn't coming to get you. I'm not naming names. I nodded. Okay. And I meant it. Because suddenly, I didn't need names. I needed information. I picked up my purse, and Cheryl looked at me. You leaving? Yep. Naya, don't leave upset. Oh, I'm not upset. And surprisingly, I wasn't. Something had changed. I walked toward the door. Then Erica said it. Low. Not quite under her breath, but low enough that she could pretend she didn't mean for me to hear it. See? Can't nobody say nothing to her no more. I stopped, turned around, looked at her. People can say whatever they want to. Me. She stared back. I smiled. But now I know you've been talking about me with people. Her face dropped just a little. Gotcha. I walked out. By the time I reached my car, my phone was ringing. Rochelle, I answered. You are not going to believe what just happened. No, she said. You're not going to believe what just happened. I froze with my hand on the car door. What? Remember I told you that I thought we were looking at Erica? Yeah, we were wrong. My stomach tightened. What do you mean wrong? I found out who told Monique. I stopped moving. Who? Rose said the name, and every bit of irritation I had felt toward Erica disappeared. Because Erica was talking, but Erica was not the source. The source was somebody who had been inside my house, somebody I trusted, somebody who had sat at my table, and somebody who had apparently been listening to a whole lot more than I ever realized. You were sitting at my table. I stood beside my car with the door half open. Who, Ro? Rochelle went quiet. Who told Monique? Jade. I actually pulled the phone away from my ear and looked at it, like maybe the phone had malfunctioned. Who? You heard me. Jade? Yes. I got in the car and shut the door. Now this made absolutely no sense. Jade wasn't somebody I wouldn't even put on a suspect list. She wasn't involved in half the conversation we had been talking about. She didn't hang around Monique like that. She wasn't close to Erica. At least I didn't think she was. How do you know? Because Monique told somebody else where she heard it. Who? That's not important. It's very important. Naya, stay with me. I closed my eyes. Fine. Monique said Jade told her you were getting ready to make some big moves and probably wouldn't be around much longer. I opened my eyes. Probably wouldn't be around. That's what she said. That doesn't even sound like what I would say. Exactly. And there it was. The telephone game. I said I was considering leaving. Somebody heard it. Somebody done heard it. Somebody repeated it. And by the time it traveled through enough mouths, apparently I had packed my belongings, changed my identity, and left the state. Why would Jade tell Monique anything about me? I don't know. Does Jade even know Monique? Apparently, better than we thought. I stared through the windshield, then something clicked. Wait, what? Jade came by that night. Rochelle went silent. You remember? I remember. She came to pick up that charger. Yup. She was there maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15. I thought back. Jade came through the kitchen. She spoke, opened the refrigerator without asking because apparently everybody in my life believes my refrigerator is public property. Grabbed a bottle of water, sat down, talked for a few minutes, and then left. But before she came into the kitchen, she had been in the hallway, and Rochelle and I had already been talking. How long was she in the house before she came into the kitchen? I don't know. Neither did I. That bothered me. I'm calling her. Naya. No. Listen first. I'm listening. No, you're loading the gun. Roll. Figuratively. I know what you meant. Then stop acting like you're about to kick down somebody's door. I'm sitting in my car. Your spirit is standing on somebody's porch. Despite everything, I laugh. I'm not going to disrespect her. Good. But I'm asking her. Fair. I hung up. And then I sat there for another minute because now I had to decide something. Did I call Jade immediately, or do I wait? The old Naya would have waited, thought about it, replayed everything 50 times, talked herself out of being bothered, then eventually convinced herself that maybe it wasn't worth addressing. But lately, I've been starting to realizing how much confusion survives simply because nobody asked a direct question. So I called. She answered on the third ring. Hey, Naya. Too cheerful. Or maybe I was already suspicious. Hey, what you doing? Sitting in my car. Girl, why? I need to ask you something. There was a pause. Small, but I caught it. Okay. Did you tell Monique I was thinking about leaving? Silence. Not what you talking about. Not leaving where. Not why would I tell Monique that. Silence. That told me more than I wanted. That told me more than I wanted it to. Jade. I mean, we talked. I closed my eyes. So yes, it wasn't like that. There it is. The official national anthem of people who know they done did some shit. It wasn't like that. Then tell me what it was like. She asked how you were doing, and I said you were good. And she asked if you were still doing the same thing. And I said I wasn't sure because you had been talking about making some changes. I gripped the steering wheel. Why? What? Why would you tell her that? I didn't think it was a big deal. It wasn't your deal. Silence. Now, come on. No, I'm serious. Why are you discussing decisions I'm considering with somebody I barely know? She knows you. No, she knows of me. Okay, but there's no but. My voice wasn't loud. That's how I knew I was really irritated. When I get loud, I'm still releasing it. When I get quiet, somebody better start choosing words carefully. Jade sighed. I think you're making this bigger than it is. There it was, another classic. First you do something. Then when the person affected by it reacts, their reaction becomes the bigger problem. Maybe. Naya. But here's what I'm trying to understand. You heard something in my house that I wasn't even talking to you about, and then you repeated it outside my house. I wasn't eavesdropping. I didn't say you were. Well, that's what you're making it sound like. No, I'm making it sound like you repeated something that wasn't yours to repeat. She got quiet. Then her tone changed. Okay. But everybody talks. I laughed. I couldn't help it. There was that sentence again. Everybody talks. Apparently, personal responsibility had left the building. So because everybody talks, you could tell my business? I didn't tell your business. You told Monique I was thinking about leaving. That is not some deep personal secret. To you, silence. To me, it was something that I hadn't decided to share yet. Okay, fine, I'm sorry. Fine, I'm sorry. That's when I knew she wasn't sorry. She wanted the conversation over. I could have ended it there. Probably should have. Then Jade said something that changed the entire conversation. And honestly, Naya, this is kind of what everybody's been talking about. I went completely still. There was that word again. Everybody. What is everybody talking about? Forget it. No. I shouldn't have said anything. You already did. Naya. What is everybody talking about? She sighed. That you've gotten, she stopped. Gotten what? Different. I laughed once. No humor. Different. You know what I mean. Apparently, everybody knew what everybody meant except for me. No, Jade, explain it. You move different now. How? You just do. That's not an answer. You don't tell people things anymore. You always working. You're always doing something. You come around, but you're not really. She stopped again. Really what? Available. I blinked. Available? That word sat with me. Because apparently, somewhere along the way, people had to confuse it, access to me with love from me. So because I'm busy, I'm different, it's more than that. What else? Another pause. Then Jade said something I wasn't prepared for. Sometimes you make people feel like they're behind. I frowned. How? You're always doing something new. I waited for the rest. There wasn't any. Jade, how does me doing something make somebody else behind? That's easy for you to say. What does that mean? You've always been like that. Like what? Like you're going somewhere. That one shut me up. Not because it hurt, because I couldn't understand why. It sounded like an accusation. She continued. You get an ideal, you do it. You decide you want something, you go after it. Everybody isn't like that. Okay. And sometimes being around somebody like that makes people look at what they haven't done. There it was. Finally, the truth walked into the room without makeup. This wasn't about me changing, keeping secrets, or being too busy. My movement was making somebody else examine their stillness. And somehow I had become responsible for what that examination felt like. I softened my voice. Jade, have I ever made you feel less than me? No. Have I ever laughed at something you wanted to do? No. Have I ever told you that you weren't doing enough? No. Have I ever acted like my life was better than yours? No. Then why am I responsible for what you feel when you look at it? Silence, a long one. And then she said, you really don't see it, do you? My eyebrows pulled together. See what? That everybody isn't happy for you anymore. I stopped breathing for a second. I didn't expect her to say that. Excuse me? You think Erica is the problem? My stomach tightened. I never said that. You didn't have to. Jade, what are you talking about? She got quiet again. Then, ask Keisha. My entire body went still. What does Keisha have to do with this? Nothing. Then why did you say her name? I gotta go. Jade, I'll call you later. Jade, don't hang. Click. I stared at the phone. Call back. Straight to voicemail. Again, voicemail. Now I wasn't irritated. I was confused. Because for 3 days, every road had somehow led to Erica. Erica knew, Erica talked, Erica commented, Erica had opinions. But now Jade had just thrown another name into the middle of everything. Keisha. The same Keisha who checked on me for no reason. The same Keisha who had always seemed genuinely happy when something good happened for me. The same Keisha who Rochelle had stepped outside to talk to the night this whole thing started. I sat in my car staring through the windshield. Then my phone buzzed. A text. Not from Rochelle or Jade. Keisha. I opened it. Keisha said, hey, We need to talk. I read it twice. And then another message appeared. Keisha said, and before somebody else tells you their version, I'd rather you hear what happened from me. I stared at the screen. Oh, so there was a version? And apparently I hadn't heard it yet. The shade, the shade, the shade.
Doggone it, I tried, y'all. I tried. You know Aunt Cheryl trying to keep the peace. Lord have mercy. Blended will be back. Oh, Lord.
Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, brother. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, brother. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. I see it. Brother. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, crazy. Brother. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. 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 Come on, brother. Go. Yeah, each one and teach one. Come on, brother. Go. Brother. You tired of seeing people suffer, my brother. Go, brother. Hey, come on, still in that emergency state. Go read at the date. If we don't get the act right, it just might be too late. No longer the wait. It's about time we elevate. I know you love to talk down and debate, but how we gon' find a way to keep the kids from getting hit by bullets dead straight on the switch of a gun that didn't fucked up the aim? Don't trip, I'm still pulling up on Saturday at 2 or even 2:30. Big mouthpiece back to clear up your vision, cause I know it's been getting blurry. They say that boy funny and he's strictly good vibes only. COC money land and this G is still a homies. Don't forget every other mental health money to come pull up on me. At about 2:45, we can't go live like it's us only. Surely but surely, old boy said he my dog, but this I heard he been hating on me. Hey, hold up, homie, come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, my sister, don't you know you are destined for greatness? Come on, sister, put big brother mouthpiece in your playlist. Come on, sister, sleep with your twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister, where the love at? I see black hatred.
Since everybody got a version, I stared at Keisha's text for maybe 10 seconds. Then I called her. She answered immediately. Hey. Nope. What? Don't hate me. What happened? Keisha exhaled. Naya. First, I need you to know I wasn't trying to hide anything from you. I closed my eyes. Keisha. I know. Any sentence that starts with I need you to know is already pissing me off. She laughed. I didn't. The laugh disappeared. Okay, fair. What happened? You remember when I called Rochelle the night that she was at your house? Yes. I didn't know she was at your house. Okay. I called her because I was upset. About what? Keisha paused. Something Erica said. I leaned back against the seat. Of course. What did Erica say? She came by the store earlier that day. Okay. And everything was fine at first. She was looking around, asking questions, complimenting everything. I waited. Then she asked how my business was going. Normal question. That's what I thought, Keisha continued. I told her things were going really well, better than I expected, and she said, that's good. Just don't get beside yourself. My face twisted. What? Exactly. What does that even mean? I asked her. And what did she say? She laughed and said she was joking. Naturally. The official emergency exit for slick comments. I was just joking. What happened after that? She started asking me questions. What kind? How much the rent was, how much I spent opening the store, whether I had investors, whether I took out a loan. I frowned. That's a lot. Exactly. Did you answer? Some of it. Why? Because at first I didn't think anything of it. That made sense. Sometimes you don't realize that you're being interviewed until you're halfway through the damn interview. Then she asked me how much I was making. What? Yep. Like your actual income? Basically. I shook my head. What did you say? I laughed and changed the subject. Good. She didn't. Of course she didn't. She said, I'm just asking because people see all this and that and think that you rich now. I sat up. People? There's that word. Who are these damn people? I asked her. And she said, nobody. I'm just saying, nobody. Everybody. People. Apparently, these were the busiest 3 individuals in New York. What does that have to do with me? I'm getting there. I waited. She said Naya's doing the same thing. My face changed. Doing what? Moving different. There it was again. Same phrase, different mouth. She said you've been acting funny lately, keeping things to yourself, not telling people what you're working on. I didn't say anything. And then she said something about you possibly making some changes. My stomach dropped. When? The night I called Rochelle. Hold up, Keisha. Yeah. Did she say I was leaving? Not exactly. What exactly does she say? She said, watch. Naya's going to be out here soon anyway. It's going to be out of here soon anyway. I was silent. That was before Jade talked to Monique, before a Facebook post, before Rochelle called me. So Erica knew before Jade supposedly told Monique, meaning Jade wasn't the beginning either. Keisha, I know. No, something isn't right. I know. Jade told me she told Monique. Okay. But Erica already knew. Yes. Then where did Erica get it? That's what I've been trying to figure out. I rubbed my forehead, and then another piece clicked into place. Why did you call Rochelle that night? Because I was irritated and I wanted to know if Erica had been acting funny with anybody else. And did you tell Ro what Erica said about me? No. Keisha. Naya, I swear. I believed her. Something in her voice was different from Jade's. Jade had defended herself. Keisha was giving me information. There's a difference. Then why did Jade tell me to ask you? I don't know. Yes, you do. Silence. Keisha. I think Jade wanted you looking somewhere else. That sentence landed hard. Why? Because there's something else you don't know. Lord, at this point, I needed these people to start sending agendas before conversations. What? You remember my opening? Yes. You remember everybody taking pictures? Yeah. Remember when you stepped outside? I thought about it. I took a phone call. Right. What happened? Nothing happened. Keisha. Somebody made a comment. Who? She paused. Jade. Of course. What did she say? She was standing with Monique and 2 other women. Somebody said you look really good. Okay. And Jade said she stopped. Keisha. She said Naya been feeling herself lately. I didn't react, not immediately, because sometimes something is so small that you need a second to understand why it bothers you. Feeling myself fine. I hope I was. I spent enough years second guessing myself, but I knew that tone. Black people know that tone. There's girl. You better feel yourself. And then there's she been feeling herself lately. 2 completely different sentences wearing the same words. What happened after that? Monique laughed, and and said, I noticed. There it was, that little seed. Somebody says something, somebody agrees, somebody adds something, and by the time the conversation reaches the fourth person, you have an entire personality disorder everybody ever diagnosed you with. Did Erica hear this? No, she wasn't there. So we're right back where we started. Maybe, Naya. There was somebody else standing there. I went quiet. Who? Keisha didn't answer immediately. Who, Keisha? Rochelle. Everything inside of me stopped. No. Ro? She was standing right there. No. Naya. Rochelle called me and told me about all of this. I know. She warned me about Erica. I know. She told me Jade was talking. I know. So why wouldn't she tell me she was standing there when Jade said it? I can't answer that. I stared straight ahead. Something felt wrong. Not betrayal, not yet, but wrong. Because Rochelle had been my narrator through this entire situation. Every piece of information came through her. Erica said this. Monique said that. Jade told somebody this. And somehow Ro had managed to be close enough to everything to know what everybody else is saying, but never close enough to be a part of it. That's interesting. Very interesting. I gotta call you back. Naya, what? Don't go into that conversation already convinced she's undone something wrong. I won't. I'm serious. So am I. I hung up the phone and then I called Rochelle. She answered like always. What up? I didn't ease into it. You were standing there? Silence. That was all I needed. You were standing there when Jade made that comment about me? Naya. Yes or no? Yes. I closed my eyes. Why didn't you tell me? Because it wasn't important. It wasn't important? At the time, no. You've been calling me for 3 days, telling me everything everybody said, but somehow you forgot the part where you were actually standing in one of the conversations? I didn't forget. Oh, there it was. So you chose not to tell me. I didn't think it mattered. It matters now. Naya, you doing too much. I opened my eyes. What? I said you doing too much. That hurt more than I expected. Not because she disagreed with me, because suddenly Rochelle sounded like everybody else. You called me. I know. You brought this to me. I was trying to look out for you. Then look all the way out. What does that mean? It means don't give me everybody else's sentences and edit yourself out of the scene. Silence. Then Rochelle said something strange. I knew this was going to happen. What was going to happen? This. Again, that damn word. What is this, Rochelle? You questioning everybody. Because everybody keeps giving me half a story. Nobody owes you a full report every time your name comes up. I froze. Wait, that wasn't Rochelle. Not the Rochelle I've been talking to for the last 3 days. You know what? You're right. She got quiet. I continued. Nobody owes me a report. Exactly. But you volunteered to give me one. Nothing. So now I'm asking why yours had missing pages. Naya, what did you say? She stopped. What? When Jade said I was feeling myself, what did you say? Silence. Long. Too long. Ro. I don't remember. I laughed. There it was. The same answer Erica gave me. I don't remember. Interesting. Don't do that. Do what? Make something out of nothing. I asked you a question and I said I don't remember. Okay. I was about to end the call, then Rochelle said, but if I did say something, it wasn't anything serious. My hand froze. There are sentences people say that accidentally confess before they realize what they've done. And that was one of them. If you did, Naya. No. Now I definitely want to know. She sighed. I might have said something like, and then she stopped. Like what? Another pause. And then she said it. I said, give her 6 months and she ain't gonna know none of us. I didn't say anything. Couldn't. Rochelle rushed in. But it was a joke. There it was, the emergency exit again. Just a joke. I stared through the windshield. My best friend, my cousin, the person who called me to warn me about everybody was talking, the person helping me trace everything in every comment, the person pointing me toward Erica, Monique, then Jade, had been standing there, adding her own little seasoning to the pot. Wow. Nah, come on. You know me. I did. That's what made it worse. It wasn't malicious. Maybe not. It wasn't. Okay. You don't sound okay. I'm thinking. About what? I looked down at my phone. About how many people have been telling me I changed, Naya, and how every single one of them had access to some version of my life. She went quiet, and now I'm wondering something. What? Maybe I didn't change. I paused. Maybe I just stopped being available for everybody to examine. Nobody's examining you. I almost laugh. Ro, we've spent 3 days discussing conversations about me that happened when I wasn't even in the room. Silence, then she said it. And this time, there was no laugh, no afterward, no girl, no joke, no softening, just Rochelle. Okay, Naya. Pause. But since we're being real, my stomach tightened. Let's be real. Another pause. Then, who you think you are? I stopped breathing. There it was. Not from Erica, not from Monique, not from Jade. Rochelle. The person I never thought I'd hear it from. And suddenly,
I am Goddess D of Love, creator, visionary, and certified insight life coach, and the journey continues. Welcome to a daily dose of D at the Love Palace. Today's word of D day is... Set your notification bell so you don't miss an episode. It airs Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. EST.
This is a BLDS, Black Lady Doing Shit production.
COC, and the world gonna know.
who you think you are. I didn't answer Rochelle right away. There were some words that don't hurt because of what was said. They hurt because of who said them. Who you think you are. Coming from Monique, I probably would have laughed. Coming from Erica, I would have expected some slickness attached to it. Coming from Jade, after everything I just learned, I would have understood that, where that came from. But Ro, that one sat a little different because this was somebody who had eaten at my table. Somebody I vented to when things weren't going right. Somebody who knew what it looked like before anything started looking good. And now I had to wonder how long she'd been quietly irritated by the very things she encouraged me to keep doing. Ro, what? Say it again. Silence. Naya, I was irritated. No, say it again. I'm not repeating it. Why? Because I shouldn't have said it. That's not what I asked. She exhaled. Fine. You want to do this? Let's do it. Oh, okay. Apparently, we finally done whispering. You've been acting different. How? You don't call like you used to. I'm working. You don't come around like you used to. I'm working. You don't tell me everything anymore. I grew up. See? I frowned. See what? That. What? That little way you talk now. I actually looked around my empty car because somebody needed to explain to me what the hell was happening. What way? Like everybody else is childish and you're the only one who figured life out. My mouth fell open. When have I ever said that? You don't have to say everything. So now we're mad about things I didn't say? Stop twisting my words. I'm trying to find your words. She went quiet. I continued. You called me Rochelle. I know. You told me Erica was talking about me. She was. You told me Monique was talking about me. She was. You told me Jade was telling my business. She was. And you forgot to mention you were standing there laughing and adding your own commentary? I wasn't laughing at you. You said give her 6 months and she ain't gonna know none of us. It was a joke. Was it? Silence, that was the question. Because jokes have a funny way of telling the truth when people aren't brave enough to say what they really feel. Ro, were you joking? She didn't answer. Or were you already feeling some kind of way? I don't know. Finally, something real. I softened. Okay. She sounded surprised. Okay. Yeah. I can work with, I don't know. I can't work with making me crazy for nothing, something you were participating in. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I believe you. And I did. That's what made the whole thing complicated. Everybody who hurts you isn't sitting somewhere plotting your downfall. Sometimes people that love you and envy you. Sometimes they're proud of you and comparing themselves to you. Sometimes they want you to win. They just weren't prepared for you, for what your winning would make them feel like. Both things can live in the same person. That's the part nobody wants to admit. Rochelle's voice got quieter. I think I miss you. That shut me up. There it was. Under all the jokes, under all the commentary, under all the attitude, something honest. I miss you too. Then why does it feel like you're leaving everybody? I looked through the windshield and suddenly understood something. Everybody kept using the same word, leaving. Maybe they weren't talking about a job. Maybe they were talking about a location. Then maybe they were scared I was going somewhere in life that they couldn't follow. But that didn't mean I had to abandon them. You know what I think? What? I think some of y'all decided where I'm going before I even figured it out myself. She didn't answer. And then y'all got mad at me for going there. That doesn't make sense. Exactly. Quiet. I continued. I don't know what my next move is. I don't know where I'm going to be 6 months from now. But apparently everybody else has already written the story, Naya. And that's what bothers me. What? Y'all aren't asking me anything. I paused. Y'all are asking each other. That one landed. She didn't respond. If you thought I was pulling away, you could have called me. I did call you. No, you called me to tell me what everybody else saying. Silence. You never called and said, Naya, I miss my friend, cousin, nothing. You never said, are you good? Still nothing. You went and joked about me with other people. I know. There it was again, truth. Finally. And I shouldn't have closed my eyes. Thank you. For what? For saying it without adding a but. She laughed softly. I did too. Not because everything was fixed. It wasn't. But at least we had finally stopped talking around the truth. And Rochelle said, can I tell you something else? Oh, Lord. Ro, she laughed. No, seriously. After this week, I don't know if I want anybody telling me anything ever again. You need to hear this. I leaned my head against the seat. Fine. You keep asking how Erica knew. My eyes open. Yeah. And we've been looking everywhere. Yeah. Monique didn't tell her. Okay. Jade didn't tell her. Okay. I didn't tell her. I sat up. Then who did? Rochelle went quiet. And I swear at this point, silence had become another daggone character in this damn story. Ro, remember when we were at your kitchen table? Yes. And you thought that Jade might have overheard us from the hallway? Yes. She didn't. I frowned. What? She already knew. My stomach tightened. What do you mean she already knew? Naya. What? Jade wasn't listening outside the kitchen. I waited. She was on the phone. With who? Rochelle hesitated. Ro. She was on FaceTime. With who? Another pause. And then she said, Erica. I went completely still. And suddenly, every single piece moved. Erica didn't hear from Monique. She didn't hear it from Jade afterward. She didn't hear it through some of my mysterious grapevine. She heard it from me in my own kitchen while I was talking to my best friend, cousin, and Jade never told me Erica was on the damn phone. I looked down at the screen. Ro, yeah, I gotta go. Naya, don't call her tonight. I didn't answer. Naya, I heard you. Promise me. I hung up. And then I opened up my contacts, scrolled, stopped, Jade. My finger hovered over her name, and then another call came through. Erica. I stared at it. Once, twice, 3 rings. And then I answered. I didn't say hello, neither did she, and for a few seconds, all I heard was breathing. Then Erica spoke. Naya. Pause. I think we need to talk about what you said in the kitchen. My eyes narrowed because she hadn't said what I heard. She said what you said. And right then, I knew this was a conversation was nowhere near over. And that's it. Ooh-wee, man. This done got real, didn't it? Well, that ends episode number 6. Episode 7 will be next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Be there, be square, man. This is about to get real. Ooh-wee. But y'all know I ain't gonna leave you like that. I'm gonna give you a little heads up on what chapter 7 or episode 7 is gonna look like. So be well, stay safe, Ashe, and deep bow to each and every one of you. And I'll see you all next Tuesday on Side Eye. Ashe. Be a great day. Make sure that y'all check in, because this is some lessons for that ass, ain't it? Like in the words of Aunt Cheryl.
Doggone it, I tried, y'all. I tried. You know Aunt Cheryl trying to keep the peace. Lord have mercy. Blended will be back. Oh, Lord.
You feeling to me? All right. Salute.
Hidden in the crowd, smiling through the pictures, holding back the truth, fighting silent battles, trying not to lose.
You ever find out somebody overheard a conversation, and instead of asking what you meant, they built a whole damn case around it? I thought the problem was that people were talking. Somebody was listening. Somebody got offended. Erica, you were right. What's she saying? I can't believe Jade. She's been lying to us. What are you going to do? Oh my God. Somebody has been walking around treating you differently over a conversation. What? Who? Nia, they heard. They overheard the whole thing. They heard? I didn't even know. I want answers, Naya. You don't get to make demands. How long have you been hiding this? How long were you listening? Why are you bringing this up now? Because you never listened. That's not fair, Erica. This goes way back between us. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, since we talking, let's really talk.